Hello and welcome back to
Convo with Leo and
Hello
Roman.
and welcome back.
On
Hello,
hold,
hello,
on
hello,
hold, hold.
welcome back. Hello and welcome back to
Convo with Leo and Roman.
Hello,
Leo
welcome
and
back.
Roman.
Hello,
Leo
welcome
and
back.
Roman.
Hello, welcome back. A few weeks ago, or almost a month ago, there was this TikTok doing the rounds. I mean, we had a good laugh about it, and it was just around the reality. I guess the young people now realizing the reality of adulting now. Hey, does this mean we are the ones that have to do all of these things? At funerals, do we have to be the ones like singing? Do we have to be the ones washing the cups and all that? Many comments came out of it. We read it, and I think it was quite interesting to read. Also very funny. But I'm here as a big sister to say and confirm that, guys, you were right. Those things are real, and yes, you are at the age where it's your responsibility to do some of these things. And I'm also here to give you a few tips about some of them that you may not be thinking about. And it's just not you guys. Even people who are older are probably not even thinking about it. But yes, reality about adulting. It's not only about getting being able to drink and smoke and party and all that only. We know in the Black community, there's lots of rituals, there's lots of things that we need to do. So unfortunately, you have to do all of those things. More tips from me to remember. Number one, funeral cover is important. So don't think you're 22 and you don't need one. If you're working or something like that, it's important for you to cover yourself and most probably your parents. Please don't take it for granted that if you see your parents working and that they've got it under control. You need to check, because parents don't always have it right. And sometimes they struggle so much financially that they don't have everything right. And if you have elderly parents as well, they are used to joining the societies, like Society for Cows, the Society for Grocery, Society. You find that they are spreading their money so wide and so thin because they are in like 4 or 5 societies. I mean, at that time, it's your responsibility to try and evaluate what they're really paying for and consolidate so that at least they can maximize and spend less, but on something that is important. So guys, don't look away and think they will cover themselves, they'll bury themselves in the societies. There's lots of surprises that come on the day where a lot of people expected that their parents are covered or they've been up to date with their societies and all of that, and you realize things went bad somewhere and nobody checked, or they never really got back on track. So please do check. And also, if you have the privilege of getting a job or some income, do open one for yourself and for your parents as well, so that at least you are covered, because it's your responsibility. Guys are a problem because they never think about this. Okay, maybe you think about it or you don't act, I don't know. Ladies, it's easy because same thing to society. We're always like in one group or another and contributing money and all of that. So those things really help us to cover and get on track quickly. But when it's guys, guys don't really think about such early enough. And then it becomes a problem, especially when you're a guy and you're a firstborn. There could be things that happen before you realize, before you think you're ready. And you may not be ready to actually step up and assist. I told my nieces the other time the same thing, to say it would be so painful when you think you are young or you think your parents are young and they pass away anyway, and you never thought about it and you never planned for it, and you cannot even contribute 50 rand at the funeral. And now everybody's walking past you and not even asking you, and it's your mother or it's your father that's passed away there. but you never thought about doing anything, and you can't even contribute. You can't even take out money for anything because you didn't plan for this. It's extremely painful when you're in that situation, and it's embarrassing, and you will regret it. So rather do the right thing. Ne? Police, funeral cover police. And please take that one with services for chopping veggies, for catering, things like that, because now people no longer live in at home and are always there to assist. People come on the last day or when they can, because people are working far from home and all of that, so that you are covered and you don't have to stress. So do yourself a favor. Do not be scared to talk about it or ask your parents. All right. And then I'll give you also on the second one, try and know what the rituals or traditions at home are. They may be small, they may be easy things, but try and be curious enough to know or understand. I'll give you an example. When I was still when I was still married, I get there and my husband's elder sister passes on. And then, most with Botswana, the day after, then there's the other rituals for mourning rituals. One of them being cutting hair or shaving hair of the kids. So, okay, fine. I'm still observing. I'm thinking, hi, I'm looking. And then the next thing they say, we need the aunt, Mama Lumi, to be doing this. So Mama Lumi Wabanaba needs to be the one that does this, that cuts their hair. And I'm thinking, and then they look and look and look and think, no, you're the official one, you are married, you're going to be the one that does this. I'm like, I have not even shaved anyone with a razor in my life before. They're saying, now you start down. I'm not ready. I've never practiced this. I don't even know how. I go to these kids, I beg them, please, can I just take a piece of a hair and then I'll give you money. We'll go to the salon if you want to shave, because there were kids that liked shaved hair and cheese scope. So I was like, yo, I'll give you money to go and shave. Can I just don't make me shave your whole head, just a little bit. They agree. Okay, Auntie Sharp. Oh, we get there to the elders. There's the kids. They're asking them, do you want to take a piece of your hair or shave the whole thing? They say the whole head. So I look at them with disappointment because, we agreed. But nonetheless, I had to do it. It took long. We were in the sun. There was 3 of them. It was just not a nice experience at all. And there I was, 26 years old, having to do this in front of all the elders. It is something I had never prepared myself to do, but I got there. So that's an example. I also observed a best friend of mine during her mother's funeral, having to go and wash her mother and also come in. You know what happens the night before the funeral. So the corpse comes in the house. She had to sit next to it on the mattress the whole night. Now I'm scared of a corpse and watching it on TV. I don't know how I would have felt. Like, I didn't even know how to support her. I was there in the house, but I was like very far from her because I couldn't understand. And she said that diligently. It pained me so much, but what can you do? Another observation that I've had is during my aunt's funeral. So my cousin, who's very young, is the only boy who's in there. So they need somebody who's carrying the surname. So now they're asking, he needs to be the one who kind of like says something when the body comes in the house and also when it leaves the house to the cemetery. So now we have to call him. He and he's young. It's like in his 20s. We're like, hey, apparently you have to do this and this and that. And you have to welcome the body back into the house. And also tomorrow when it leaves, you must do this and say something. Oh, the things he was saying. We kept on looking at each other thinking, what's he saying now? Because this process takes long. It's slow. You think you know all your clan names and everything, but you run out of what you're saying. You don't know what to say next. And we realized, no, we're not prepared. And he's also not prepared, but we had to do what we had to do at the time. So the answer is yes, yes, yes. You must learn, and you are going to be faced with such things and a whole lot of them. So at least start being curious and trying to understand. So what do you do? How do things happen? Okay, besides that, another issue with adulting is that I want to tell you is when you grow up, um, adult friendships are no longer the same. Yeah? Those friends you have, they get busy. They get married, they study, they have children, their lives are different, they've got things to do. So people are busy. So you will realize as you grow, it feels like people are disappearing around you. Like you used to have a crowd, and now the crowd is like fading. And it's because people relocate to go to some places. So they literally are feeling like they are few. And that's another thing about it. So when you make your decisions now, do not go with what is around you or the friends or the people around you. Because in 2, 3 years' time, there'll be lesser. In another 2 years, there's less. At some point, you're on your own. Besides being on your own, you are left with just very few people, and your life is no longer the same. I think I've realized that with me being young, thinking, no, um, I've got people and my friends will always have each other, and you make decisions as if that's never going to change. Here I am now. I have friends, but we don't call each other every day. We don't send each other text. But when we talk to each other, it's like we've been talking every day. And that's how it is. Unfortunately, I've got friends that are mature enough to understand that. They don't take it personal to say, oh, you haven't spoken to me, maybe friendship is over, what. So when you make decisions and think about things, remember that those people may not be around you again in the next 2 years. They may be gone. And gone, I mean like moved or married or busy with other things. So brace yourselves for those things. Do stay close to your families or people that are gonna help you. So don't betray them. Okay, so yeah, guys, that's that. That's my two bob. I'm sure for others they will put on the comments and say what else you guys have realized about growing up and adulting and things you've had to do that you were never prepared for. And obviously now it's even difficult to learn or prepare people because of the lifestyle we live right now. It's quite difficult, and those people who used to know these things are also no longer there. Um, and then you have to take, when an incident happens, you have to take the loudest voice in the room, which may not be the most correct voice in the room. And you're going to be stuck practicing things that are incorrect for you because there are no lessons. Or you still have your grandparents alive now, but you're not asking. When incidences happen, now we won't be knowing what to do. So unfortunately, guys, yeah, it is what it is. You are growing, and learn those church songs, please, please, and learn the latest ones, at least one or two for that rainy day.